Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, Mowry claps back at men laughing at her. Let's get right into it.
Yesterday, Tia makes a slide full of putting people in their place, letting people know what time it is, changing the narrative. And the first post was this same exact thing that you see here on the screen. The first post, she posted this picture and it said, "They told me I wasn't valuable anymore because I'm 46 and divorced," leading us into a longer thread of posts of basically all the backlash that she got from men since walking away from her marriage and getting divorced. So we're going to go ahead and dive into all of those things. The thing is that Tia has made divorce her entire personality. Okay, I'm not trying to be mean about it. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just being honest based off of the perception of what goes on social media. Like everything that Tia posts somehow has to tie back to her being divorced. Now, I don't know if, her brand or whatever, they decided that she should be that spokesperson or she should be in that spot or, she should, convince or support people in divorcing their husbands after 20 years. I'm not really sure about that situation, but literally all things go back to Tia being divorced. So here she says, "For a long time, I believed my value came from being in a relationship, being chosen, being picked, that somehow love from someone else defined who I was." Can I be honest and say something? And I know I might get a little backlash. I know I might get some people who disagree, and I have no problem with that. You're able to have your own feelings and your own opinions. This is not a space that you have to agree with every single thing that I say. But I genuinely believe that there is some value that does come from being picked. Now, hold on. Don't fight me now. Don't start swinging. I'm going to elaborate and tell you guys what I mean by that. You see, you're born into this world, right? You have a family that created you. People that are dealing with you because they have to, right? They have to raise you. Otherwise, if they not put you up for adoption or whatever, they will go to jail, right? So like they have to take care of you. You're surrounded by people who are spending time with you, like your cousins, your aunts, your whatever, because you are a part of the family structure. I think there does come a sense of value when people see something in you that they want to be around you. They want to protect you. Okay, I'm just speaking from the woman's perspective. They want to protect you. They want to lead you. They want to guide you. They want to be there for you till the end of time. And this is somebody who was once a stranger.
As my partner in crime. It's like, I'm not doing this alone.
At least I know Tia got my back,
You thought she had your back. She don't got your back. Look at her face. She looks upset with you already. She looks depressed. Tia to me is an interesting story that we can all learn from. And that is, if you are successful and you get a husband who's also successful, you can sabotage it. Women sabotage this all the time. Why? For the urges they have. They have urges of being a 304. I think Tia really wanted to throw it out there. She wanted to twerk it in a circle, okay, and slurp and burp. She did. Because why else would a woman who's married to a man for 20 years or dated a man for 20 years choose divorce when he didn't do anything wrong? What did you think was waiting for you outside? Ain't nothing outside here for you, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's so funny that she's 46 years old and she believes there's a man out here of value that wants a woman who divorced her husband for no reason, who has multiple kids, and thinks she's the prize. Tia Mowry has the most inflated ego I've ever seen from a woman. She's a regular black girl, or biracial black girl, I should say, who's light-skinned and famous. But let me tell you something, Tia, because I don't think you understand this. Being a famous girl and having money doesn't make you more desirable to men. And I know you don't care about getting picked because you said, I used to think that my words was connected to someone choosing me. Then why do you keep showing us DMs of men saying, I'm young, but would you date someone my age? You're showing off DMs of supposedly men trying to pick you, but now you say your value's not connected to being picked? Like, your story doesn't even hold up together. This is not even logical. You're lying. It would ruin you if you thought for sure that we knew how undesirable you really are. That's why you're putting up this front. If you're so desirable and you're okay with the fact that some people believe you're not desirable, you wouldn't defend this hard. You're defending it hard because you want people to think that there's men knocking at your door. Ain't nobody knocking at your door, baby. The only person knocking at your door is Father Time. He said, I ain't got time for that. He ain't got time for this. Okay? And you try to go back to your husband, he didn't accept you, he rejected you. Smart idea, brother. Smart idea. Hey, listen up, Safe Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly, you just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
So I know she's with me, and she knows I'm with her.
I don't know why we're in this space right now that they're so against, the narrative of there being a fulfilling thing of a man choosing you to be his wife, and that's something that should not be considered valuable. It is something valuable. It genuinely is. I don't know why we're in this space now that we have to take away from that, or, it's like you're saying the wrong thing if you say that, I found value in the fact that my husband picked me and chose me and married me and made me a wife. That's a valuable thing. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The next post says, divorce forced me to ask, what does Tia want? When you've been with someone for over 20 years, it's easy to forget who you are outside of that partnership. You would believe that Tia getting divorced was not her idea. If you were blind to the situation, you were not privy to any previous information, and you looked at Tia's story on her page and you looked at all the information that was there, you would believe that Corey Hardrick is the one who left Tia. And not the other way around, because all of this healing, growing, evolving, and changing, all these things happened, but this was a choice that you made. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make choices and still have to, go through growing phases even though you made that choice, but the way that she talks through these things is as if she's a victim in this situation that she created. I realized how much of my worth I tied to being validated by a man. Society teaches us that. From fairy tales to tradition, we're told we're only valuable when someone picks us. Now, in my personal opinion, it went from her having this idea, as she stated in her mind, of being validated by a man, to now Tia wanting to be validated by anybody who will listen. Right? Like anybody, just social media in general. Hence why she posts the posts that she makes on social media. Hence why she be posting pictures thirst trapping. Hence why even in that video that she posted, the come get me post, she was saying all the things that she's saying. I just feel that she just has a need for validation in itself. But if we want to be honest, that's not your husband's fault. Okay, whoever you get into a relationship with, whoever you desire, that's not their fault. And a lot of women I personally see have this problem where they start putting things into the marriage and blaming the man and building resentment against the man who never asked you to do certain things or be a certain way. After my divorce, I saw how people, especially toxic, misogynistic men, looked down on me. As if I wasn't valuable anymore, because I have kids, because I'm not in my 20s, because I'm divorced. That narrative is cruel and it's false.
How is it false? You can't see. This is the problem I have with women. Y'all think y'all can tell men how to think. No, you can't do that. I'm sorry. You can't tell men how to think. If we tell you that we don't find you valuable anymore, and here's the funny part about this, right? How come men have a consensus on this? But she thinks it's a narrative. This is not a narrative, baby. This is a consensus. Most men think that if you are a 46-year-old woman who is divorced, by the way, not from domestic abuse, not from infidelity, none of that. You just felt like, you graduated from marriage, whatever the hell that means. That sounds satanic to most of us. You think that, calling us toxic and we hate women. We don't hate women. We don't hate this idea that if we call you out on your bad behavior, we hate women. Stop deflecting. You left. Listen, so many women don't understand Very few women have the privilege of being married in modern times, especially black women. Very few women have the option to date someone you dated, be married to someone you were married to, another successful actor, right? You know how many actors wish they were famous and marrying a famous man? You had that and you still sabotage it for ego. This is your ego. All this is all her ego. You ruined your family for your ego. You couldn't put your ego aside and say, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice whatever I'm feeling right now for my family, for my kids. You wouldn't even do it for your kids. And you think a man's going to value you and you're older and divorced? What are you talking about? This is not a narrative. This is critical thinking. That's all it is. And we can think critical about this. I'm sorry, but you don't get to file for divorce from someone that did nothing wrong and then play the victim. No. You don't get to do that, Tia. I'm sorry. You don't get to do that. You might think you could put the blindfold over our eyes and call us misogynistic and toxic and all these other terms and names. But none of that makes it true. You cannot escape the reality that you've lost respect from men worldwide. We've lost respect for you. We respected you when you got married at a young age, right? 26 years old or something like that, you got married? Yeah, we respect you for that. We respected you for having kids after you were married. We respected you. We're not going to turn around and respect you because you want to be a thot outside twerking with the girls. No. And then you go on, she went on a dating show, she went on a show talking about, all men want is to hook up. Duh! Why do you think that we're going to value you as much as you value yourself? Your ego's so big, you can't even see what's going on. And this is the problem with a lot of modern women. They think that they can convince everybody to look at them the way they look at themselves and then shame us. Oh, it's cruel. It's this. I don't even want to get into it. Women shame men for all types of reasons. And we got to assume that's not cruel. Oh, you shame men for being broke. You shame men for being unattractive. You shame men for being short. Something they have no control over. But you want us to spare you, give you grace for being divorced, and you're nearly 50 years old? Out of here, bro. Get out of here, yo.
I believe that she thinks that people are mad at her because she divorced her husband. Like, I think that the root of the matter completely has gone over her head. Now, I'm not going to speak for everybody and say that there's not some people who are maybe not upset about it. You know, I feel that people were upset that they got divorced in general. I think people were upset that the two of them broke apart because they loved them as a couple, yes. But the meat of the matter as why Tia has gotten so much backlash after this divorce is all based off of the actions that Tia has portrayed and the negative things that she has said in regards to her ex-husband, Corey.
Marriage was a success. Yeah. I look at it as like a curriculum when you're in college or high school, right? You're learning, you're growing, you're evolving, you're creating. And I was able to create with Corey some beautiful, amazing children. Mm-hmm. And at the end of that curriculum, and at the end, there's a graduation.
I do have a feeling and a sense of freedom following my divorce.
When you go on social media and you talk about that you in your, hoe phase, that's a disrespect to your husband.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm in my hoe phase right now. Happiness over everything. Where's your mind?
When the claws are going to come out is when you are trying to bring this other person down to elevate yourself and try to, normalize this situation at the expense of someone else's feelings, someone else's hurt.
But, it was a year and a half crying myself to sleep every night. Nobody see that. Yeah. Nobody see that. Yeah. You live 5 minutes away from your babies, you know what I'm saying? Because people who know Corey Hardrick know that his kids and his family was everything to him.
Someone else's pain. And it's an unfair balance where, like I said before, it is glamorized when women divorce their husbands and break up their families. But when men do it and men face the backlash, men are not complaining about it. They're expecting the backlash. Why are they expecting it? Because that's how society has always run. If a man leaves his wife, he's the problem. If a man, steps out or whatever, he's the problem. If a woman divorces her husband, he's the problem. Like, all roads lead to him. So now when Tia has been in a space that she created by bringing everything to social media, by working through or growing through her problems on social media as a platform, and she's getting backlash, all of a sudden she can't take it. She can't handle it. She's mad. Now all of a sudden she's blaming toxic masculinity and y'all saying that I'm this, and because I have kids. People are bringing that up after the actions that you created.
Wait, I know you as being selfish all the time, so that's not how I know you as being selfish. That's your assumption. That's not my intention. Yeah, that's not my assumption. That's your actions.
And another thing to mention.
That is definitely her actions. And think about it, right? The whole phase. I mean, my whole phase. Happiness over everything. Let's stop it right there. We've seen what Corey said. He said anyone that knows Corey knows that his family and his kids is everything to him. And what did she say? She's in her whole phase. That means her happiness over everything. Over the family, over the kids, over everything. This is the problem with the world, man. This is the problem. Tia is the perfect specimen of feminism. The perfect. She is a paragon of feminism. You can't make this up. And even her sister said it. You're selfish, bro. Not everything is about you, Tia. Not everything. What about your kids? Not everything is about you. Why are you getting online talking about you're in the whole phase? Your kids are going to have to see this. When are you going to make a sacrifice for somebody other than yourself? See, selfish women like this, who are fortunate enough to get the blessing of becoming a Hollywood star, marrying another Hollywood star, having a family, they turn around and sabotage it because it's not serving their self. So you know what she tells people? Oh, self-care, self-love. It's always been about you, Tia. It's always been about you. You're almost 50 years old and you still have made life about you. You are suffering from main character syndrome. And this is the worst part about American Western women. They want a man to sacrifice everything for her, and she won't sacrifice anything for him. And you say, oh, it's a narrative. Oh, the toxic masculinity. You're just throwing words out there. You're literally just throwing things at a wall, hoping something sticks. You're the victim. Oh my God, I'm so hurt. Right? Like I brought it up. I brought up her, this is her slides. They told me I wasn't valuable anymore because I'm 46 and divorced. Yes, and we're allowed to have that opinion about you. I'm sorry, we're selfish, and so our selfish opinion is that you're not worth a damn. Yeah, we're allowed to say that. I'm sorry. For a long time, I believed that my value came from being in a relationship. Yes, it does. Women who are married, they're valued more. We look at them as, oh man, she got chose. She must have something valuable about her. Yes. Divorce forced me to ask, what does Tia want? First of all, you asked for divorce. Divorce didn't ask you nothing. You asked for divorce. When you've been with someone for over 20 years, it's easy to forget who you are. Yeah, you forgot your old wife. That's what you forgot. I've realized how much of my worth I tied to being validated by a man. And you're still tied to your worth because you went on Instagram talking about it goes down in the DMs. These are all my DMs of men validating me. So what are you talking about? When you left your husband for the streets, you left your husband for one set of validation for another set of validation. And we think you're dumb as rocks. We think you're dumb as rocks, Tia. I know you don't understand. I know you hate that. I know you think it's cruel. But we're allowed to have that opinion about you. We are. Here's another one. After my divorce, I see how people, especially toxic misogynist men, look down on me. Yeah, because you're worth looking down on. We're trying to avoid women like you. She don't see that. But I had to unlearn that. I am not less than because I'm single. I'm not damaged because I'm divorced. I am not unworthy because I'm a mom. Yes, you are. Everything you're saying, first of all, no one even said this to you. You could just feel it. No one even came up to you and said this. I look at your comments all the time. And guess what people are saying? Oh, you go, sir. Kenya says, love you, star. You're amazing. And you're definitely, oh my God, you're all this, you're all that. Right? Yes, I want love, but I'm no longer chasing it to fill a void. Yes, you are. In fact, you got divorced because you had a void. I don't think you should, but you had to avoid. I've done the work. I've cried. I've healed. Healed from what? What did you? Why are y'all both crying? How your ex-husband crying? You crying? Now I'm aligned, mind, body, and soul, and it feels so good. Women use words just to lie. They say exactly the opposite of their feeling. If you're feeling this way, why are you telling us? Why do we know how? Women are such bad liars. Why are you trying to convince us? What does it matter what we think about you? Listen, I'm vegan, and everyone thinks, most people I meet think I'm dumb as rocks for being vegan. I'm being honest with you. I eat plants and fruits, and most people, you don't eat meat? Oh, I can't never do that. And everyone, I don't care. I ain't doing it to impress you. Who do you think is more confident, me or Tia? Tia, I'll never make posts like this trying to show the world, because I know that, guess what? We all going to see in the end who was right. Yeah, my life is going to bear certain fruit because of my choices and my decisions. So is yours. You don't got to convince people with words because you're lying with words. And this is the last one. I'm going to read this and we're going to wrap it up. So let's change the narrative. Why are we changing the narrative for, Tia? Being single doesn't mean I'm lacking. Yes, it does. It means I'm learning. No, it doesn't. It means you're growing. No, you're not. It means you're thriving. No, you're not. You just told 3 words, 3 adjectives that don't describe you. I don't need to be chosen to feel validated. Yes, you do. You're back outside to hope to start another family with somebody else. Don't act like we're stupid. You are back outside hoping that you could find somebody better. You want to upgrade from Corey. But here's the problem. No man who's going to watch what you've been through, because we judge women by their past. I know you don't want to be judged by your past. I know you don't want to be judged by the fact you're 46. I know you don't want to be judged by the fact you're a mom. But we do. I'm sorry. We do. I'm not expired. Yes, you are. I'm not too much. Yes, you are. I am powerful. No, you're not. Whole. No, you're not. Enough. No, you're not. And baby, I'm still pressure. You're definitely not that either. Lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie. And who you selling this to? You should be trying to convince this to your family and your loved ones, but instead you're on Instagram trying to sell us lies that we didn't even ask for. Ain't nobody come to Instagram and say, gee, can Tia please explain herself? We formed our opinions about you already. You don't have no value to you. I'm sorry, you don't. Would dude smash for the story? Yes. But would anyone considerably pick her up and say, oh, we want this? No. Ciara, a lot of people on Ciara's prayers, they don't realize Ciara was played. She was done wrong. She gave her love to somebody that wasn't going to really love her like that. Okay? You want Ciara's prayer. But Ciara got left. Okay? If it was up to Ciara, she probably would still be with Future. Okay? But she didn't do any of this stuff, and she focused on getting married, and she did that. She focused on having, and now she's happy. Some of you women need to get burned for you to realize that the grass is not greener on the other side. Some of you women need to get burned to realize that life ain't what you think it is outside. The whole dating market is trash. You could see that by doing simple observation and asking people. But for you, you just thought Corey is so bad, your situation is so bad, that somehow you're going to get a better man than you did when you were in your 20s and childless. Grow up, actually learn something, and realize you messed up. You need to go back to your husband, someone who actually loves you. Save your family, because this is embarrassing. All these pictures of, I'm the woman, oh yeah, I'm proud. You look stupid, you look dumb. And if I was him, I wouldn't take you back anyway. But you still should be on your knees begging. You still should be on your knees begging, serving that man. Let him know you made a mistake. Even if it takes you 30, 90, 180 days on your knees. All right? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all over there.